Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. I hope all of you are doing good. If you came to our channel for the first time, click on subscribe button. In this video, I'm going to tell you about what is the difference between end user and consultant. In multiple videos, I explained about the high level differences, but today I came to know that one of our students, some 3, 4 questions have come somewhat in this area and not able to answer properly. I found that there are few confusions for the people. So let us spend some time to explain about that point and the high level differences and also the area where you are getting the confusion. That point also we are going to sort it out now. So if you consider the consultant and end user. Okay. So let's focus on these two, and there will be key user who are like kind of the senior member. Okay, or like even we have a video about that one core team member or key user versus end user, so that you can get a good idea. Let's focus on this consultant versus end user. The one key user also part of the end user, but little bit more knowledge for the key user. So let us see that what are the consultant activity? If you know that one, consultant will do the configuration. Whatever you do in SPRO, the entire configuration will be done by consultant. And any developments, whether it is customized developments, working with ABAP, working with ABAP and make the developments, whether it is a reports, whatever we have, RISE W. So reports, interfaces, conversions, enhancements, forms, and workflow. So all these kind of developments you work with ABAP, requirements you will get from the business, whether it is a end user or a key user. Configuration consultant will do. Developments also will be working with ABAP and that will be done. And requirement gathering, like normal requirement gathering. Requirement gathering from business also consultant will do from business. What else he will do? Requirement gathering and testing. Okay, whether it is UT or SIT or regression testing, or even we have volume-based testing, multiple testings are there. Testings also will be done by consultant. Even the implementation project roles of a consultant, support project roles of a consultant, we have a detailed video. If you search, you can find on YouTube also. So configuration and development wise testing and all will be done. Requirement gathering from business and supporting business. Supporting business, it's you can for your understanding, it's like a ticket resolutions. Ticket ticket resolutions. So what we do that one, tickets you create and the resolutions will be given to the business. The ticket resolutions will be done. Testing we will do and development configuration. Okay. And there are many other like FS preparation. Okay. I'm mixing the support and implementation because here my focus is not about a specific project. So FS preparation we will be doing. Okay. And even that authorization matrix. Okay, we prepare matrix based on the business requirement. Based on the business requirement. So all these things are done by consultant. What end user is doing is day-to-day operations. What kind of operations? If he is in the purchasing department, PO creation, follow up with vendor, follow up with vendor, and if you are in a stores, GR, goods receipt, GI, transfers. Okay. If you are in a stores, if you are in sales department, sales sales order creation and all. And if you are into the logistics related, the delivery processing, delivery processing. So delivery processing, and if you're in warehouse, you will do the picking, where it is a WM or EWM related picking. So PO creation. If you are in a master data related department, you will create materials or PIR, materials, PIR, source list. Okay. If you are working in any kind of a finance related, you will do the invoice verification, invoice receipt, payment. If you are in a production order creation. If you see all the end user activities, more are related to the SAP Easy Access or Fury apps. If you're in S4 HANA, these all are mostly available in the either SAP Easy Access, we call, right? SAP Easy Access or Fury tiles. The Fury tiles also will be using for all these activities. Consultant will do the design, setup, configuration, system setup, and developments, testing, all those things will be done. Consultant also will do all these activities, but when? He will do only as part of testing. That confusion you have to avoid. You will create materials, consultant will create materials, consultant will create purchase orders, consultant create vendor master, consultant will do the payment, consultant will do the invoice receipt. All he will do as part of testing only. That is the first point everybody should understand. Don't confuse, and during interview or something that you don't get confused and tell that yes, consultant also will create PO. Consultant also will create material. Consultant will do GR, sales order, everything you should know. You are using an app, for example, Aratai or WhatsApp, whatever app you are using. You are an end user, right? Every day you use it. You send the messages, you send attachments, you put the status, all are the end user activities, how you see here. But who has developed that app? The developers have done the development, and the config, if there is any config, the consultants have done, the functional people, and the testing was done by that IT member. So they may call like software engineer or IT. So the backend, everything is done by the consultant. Of course they need to test everything, right? They have to test how the messages are going, how the attachments are going, how the status is being visible, how to add a music to the status, all those functionalities the consultant also has to test. It doesn't mean that consultant will go to office every day at 9:30 and 9 o'clock, and 10 o'clock he will create material, 11 o'clock he will create a purchase order every day. No, that will be done by end users but not consultant. He will do only during testing, and second time he will do again as part of cutover process. What is cutover process? During cutover, during implementation or a rollout project, or even you do a change request, 2 days before or 1 week before go live, you have to do the cutover activity. What kind of cutover you are going to do? You will upload all the materials. You may create thousands of materials, you will create business partner, you create PIR, you are going to create source list, you are going to create even open PO, you are going to upload PO, you are going to create. This is second time. This will be done in production. This will be done in development development, and or quality. So this is the one. You don't get confused that consultant will do during testing in development and quality, during cutover he will do, but in the real time he will never do any of these transactions. If there is any complicated issue has come, then firefighter or power id or super user id, what are the different namings are there. Even we have a dedicated video on YouTube about that how to use power id by Ganesh Padala. If you search you will find that video. You have to get that special id, and with the specific approvals that business is not able to post certain gr due to some complicated error, so that we are supporting business to do the gr as part of urgency by using the power id or super id or firefighter id. It's a special id which is not related to the consultant. It can allow you to post it. Generally production consultant ids will have a display access. You can display the po but you cannot edit it. I hope today you understand about what are the roles of a consultant, what are the end user roles, and if you want to know about consultant, what he do in implementation and support, we have a detailed videos are there. So support video is around 1 hour, implementation 2 hours video are there. You can search on YouTube and Udemy, you will find those roles. I hope you got a clarity. And I use the word called super user or key user. Okay. So the super user or key user, what will happen if a company in a purchasing department, there are 10 purchasing members are there. These people we call like end users. They may have a one member as a key user. So in this 10 end users, few users work for service procurement, few for the material procurement, few for the some kind of import procurement. Different people have divisions, but this key user should know about the entire procurement. If any issues comes, first this end user will ask to key user. If he is not able to resolve, then he will create a ticket to the L1 team. If L1 team also not able to do, then it will go to L2. That will be the cycle. End user. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's between the super user, key user versus end user. I hope you got an idea. So if your end users are service procurement, one department or two people, and import procurement, two people, spare parts, one person, raw material, one person, like that, you have a 10 people, then all those people will have a one key user. That key user will help them to resolve the basic issues or anything condition record or basic how they are not able to save the PO, some error, some data issues and all, he will clear it. This key user was during implementation. He was a core team member. So he traveled during the 7 months or 1 year of implementation time, so that he has a pretty good knowledge. But end users will come to picture during cutover stage, almost 1 month before go live. He will end users will come and get the KT training. Then they will start doing. They have a small portfolio to handle. Key user will have a larger one, but the consultant will have a even larger. They will handle procurement, inventory, and invoice verification, even some other enhancements. Lot of things they used to handle. If you have any comments or any more things you want to know, please put it in comment. And if you're watching the same video on Udemy, please provide your rating. I will come up with another video. Thanks for watching.